what's up? It's Frano here again. Okay, today's been very good for me. Basically, I've spent time busking in public, like in town in the street, which was quite fun. I made £10, so it's not great, but I made something for my effort. And I met my cousin, and we made some good improvised music and stuff. Like had a cup of tea and stuff, and we started. It actually wasn't in town when we were busking. We sat in like a cafe outside, and that's when kind of we were flowing a bit better with less distractions. So yeah, overall, I mean, it's been a great day. But apart from that, I mean, when I left my cousin, I bought some takeaway food and decided to get out of like the main street, the busy street, and like kind of delved off into like outside someone's flats, or what, I don't know what you call them in America, but I call them flats here. So I was sitting outside this flats on this like plant kind of, well, there's a fly. Yeah, this like plant thing, and there was some seagulls that gathered around. Obviously noticed I was eating and stuff, so I quite like seagulls. There's quite a few of them here. Like there's a certain type here that they're quite a loud, very loud seagull, as opposed to like where I am when I'm doing like my studies on the mainland. They're kind of more high pitched and they're smaller variation of the gull. So I love nature so much. I mean my name's Francis, and I think my mom kind of secretly did that after like Saint Francis or whatever. But I've always loved animals. But I've gained a few understandings lately of just looking at birds particularly, because what I realize, what I think anyway, is that birds kind of, well, as an empath, if you empathize with like seagulls, this particular breed of seagulls, I was feeding them, like giving them bits of bread and stuff, like, and there's always like one big guy in the middle, like the kind of alpha, and then there was a few other seagulls on the top, kind of on this roof bit. One down below, I was throwing him bread and stuff. You could see he was the alpha, and there was a few babies around, like younger ones, the high-pitched grayer kind of thing. I think they're more innocent and less fearing of humans because they came like very close to me, which is kind of nice, I suppose. But yeah, I began feeding, and I realized how seagulls are very like competitive and almost like more reptilian in their brain. They're quite, I mean, they will come to you, and they are kind of, you can see there's love there as well, but they're also very survive, eat, survive, and I believe they are definitely working with spirit. You know, they have their own kind of spirit, the seagull kind of energy or entity, if you will. But yeah, I kind of, as I walked off, it kind of rubbed off on me, I think, and then I was a bit kind of focused and reptilian on my way to the bus stop, which was quite, I found that quite funny. And I think everyone should be more empathetic, and kind of like the people you're around, it definitely does rub off on you. So if you can almost do that with nature as well, you can understand. What I'm getting at here is like, so there's seagulls around here, there's pigeons around here. So the seagulls are the kind of competitive, the pigeons are the calm. Magpies are a bit more shy, they're very independent, they don't really want to know us humans. And there's kind of like, I don't know a lot about blackbirds and crows, I seem to get them a bit mixed up, but they're definitely smart, and they have like funerals. I think it's blackbirds, they have kind of like ceremonies when a crow member dies, or blackbird, sorry, I get confused again. But so yeah, we can learn a lot, and I think it's a combination of all these birds that come into oneness, and it kind of creates, I believe that the human form is like a combination of many different kinds of creatures and kind of traits of different creatures on the planet. And I just think, yeah, that we're a very complicated being, and we have we question our existence, but we also have traits that we have a reptilian part of the brain, we have like a very calm nature about us as well. So if you look into nature, like birds, it gives you a full understanding of a bird, if you will, and then you can add a bird to like feline species and dog, canine, and you add all this and you get a mixture which kind of makes up the human race as well. So I just like to think like that sometimes, you know, sometimes we're like relaxing frogs and toads and stuff. Sometimes we're like still, and we even like if you ever done yoga, they're based on like animal poses. You have like the frog pose, the pigeon, downward facing dog, up dog, and all that. So yeah, basically, yeah, I've been understanding a lot more about nature today, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So I'm gonna add a little bit to that video because I had a second thought about seagulls. Yeah, basically, like I saw the seagulls as I was on the bus home, and they kind of like touched wings to each other in the air. And for me, like although only a few of them eat, kind of thing, they actually, I think they've got a sophisticated way of like exchanging energy from just touching each other in the air and stuff as well. They definitely are more sensitive like to touch and stuff than us, I think. And I don't know, like obviously they do also regurgitate food in each other's mouths like penguins, which is like, yeah, but I think they play with energy a little bit when they're flying, and you know, sometimes they can charge up with the sun and fly higher, and it's all kind of like, it's really beautiful. And it's like although they might have like a part reptilian brain, or mainly reptilian brain, they love to meditate and fly with long wings, and kind of like smaller birds have shorter wings, which kind of means they have to work harder, whereas they might be calmer birds, but the seagulls kind of balance each other out with the longer wings because they can glide better and stuff. I don't know, I just think like it's just beautiful how Mother Nature is balancing itself out, and we get to kind of just study nature. I think that's definitely something that we need to do to understand more about our race as a whole as well. And like you can argue that all this technology we use nowadays, and even though people are on phones all the time, you could kind of argue it's organic because it is created by humans, or arguably by humans. So I don't know, it's all kind of like up in the air at the moment. I just hope we don't mess it up with technology, basically, because I think the internet's beautiful, and it's a beautiful time at the moment. So yeah, that's it basically. Peace in and out. It's Frano, over and out. See you later.